Hello and welcome to Policy Watch by Policy TV. I'm Miberon Omoluju. First of all, I hope it's not too late to wish you all a happy new year and welcome to our very first episode of 2026. I also want to take a moment to say a big thank you to everyone who watched, shared, liked and commented on our videos last year. Your support truly means a lot to us. Today we're starting off with a topic that has been on everyone's lips since late December 2025. Yes, I'm talking about the new tax law, which officially took effect on January 1st, 2026. Since then, conversations about taxes have been everywhere, especially here on social media. Some people, especially those earning less than 800,000 naira a year, are genuinely happy they don't have to pay tax. And that reaction is real. But it also points to a bigger picture. Because when you break it down, earning less than 100,000 naira a month in today's economy barely covers transport, food, and basic bills. Talk less about rent, school fees, or taking care of a family. But that's a conversation for another day. Now, on the other side, people earning higher incomes are already doing calculations, asking questions, and in some cases, looking for ways to reduce or avoid paying tax. And honestly, that reaction is also understandable. But beyond who is paying or who is not, there's a more important question we need to ask. Are Nigerians really going to get the value for their taxes? Now, let's first understand what this new tax law is all about in simple and clear terms. What the government has done is to take several old, confusing tax rules and combine them into one clearer system. The idea is to make taxes easier to understand and fairer. So if you earn under 800,000 naira a year, you don't pay personal income tax. Small businesses face fewer overlapping charges and a simpler process. And everyday essentials like food, healthcare, education, and transport are zero rated for VAT. So you're not being taxed on basic survival needs. This sounds reasonable. In fact, it sounds like progress. But here's where the real issue comes in. Will citizens paying tax actually reflect in the quality of life of Nigerians? In working countries where people pay high taxes, citizens don't complain as much because they can see what their money is doing. They drive on good roads without calculating how much it will cost to fix their cars. They walk into public hospitals and get treated without panic. Their children attend public schools that actually teach. Power supply, transport systems, emergency services, they may not be perfect, but people can clearly connect their taxes to these services. But here in our motherland, that connection is missing. You pay tax, yet you still fix your road yourself. You pay tax, yet you run generators for power. You pay tax, yet you still pay out of pocket at hospitals. So naturally, people begin to ask, what exactly is my money doing? And this is why the solution must be practical, not just well-worded policy statements. Transparency cannot just be a promise. It has to be structured, regular, and visible. At the very least, government should provide quarterly public reports every 3 months, clearly showing how tax revenue has been collected and how it has been spent. Not long technical documents that only accountants can interpret, but simple, citizen-friendly updates. Reports that clearly tell Nigerians, this is how much was collected this quarter. This is what it was spent on. These are the roads fixed, hospitals upgraded, and schools supported. This is what is completed, what is ongoing, and what is delayed, and why. Now, beyond these reports, a simple online public dashboard where a Nigerian in Ibadan, Uyo, Lokoja, or whatever part of the country you are can easily check and see projects funded with tax money in their states. Now, when people can see that a health center renovation or a road project in their community is directly tied to tax revenue, trust begins to grow. And once trust grows, compliance improves naturally. Because when people can see results, paying tax stops feeling like money disappearing into thin air. It starts to feel like participation in national development. Taxes are supposed to be tools for progress, tools that translate into services and infrastructure Nigerians can see, use, and benefit from. Now, this reform is a step in the right direction, no doubt. But its success will depend on consistent reporting, clear communication, and visible outcomes. Thank you for joining us on Policy Watch. I'm Miberon Omoloju. Stay informed, stay engaged, and keep asking the questions that really matter. Goodbye.